And welcome back to the Spring League Champion Show here on IEMG. We're talking about another local swim team that won a league title. This would be the Pacific Pirates boys swim team from out of the Mountain Valley League. Another great year for standout Connor McAleer, who made it to the CIF state meet this season. Connor, along with Ozzie Dolan, had great years, and a relay team that also made it to CIF. Here is head coach Christian Espinoza and the Pacific Pirates. And join us here on our special Spring League Champion Show, the champs out of the Mountain Valley League. They are the kings of the pool, the Pacific Pirates. We got head coach Christian Espinoza. A couple of his star swimmers will be joining us as well in just a moment. But first off, Coach Espinoza, the season, you had some great swimmers, but going into the season, did you know that, or did you kind of discover it along the way, like, hey, we're pretty darn good? You had a relay team go to CIF. Of course, you know what Connor has done has been well documented, but were you pleasantly surprised? Were you expecting this? What were your thoughts on the league title?
I think the way we left off last year with winning two CIF championships, I knew we were going to do great this season. I didn't expect us to do this great. There's always high hopes for the season, but these kids, we started trying to figure things out. Our first swim meet was a little rough, but afterwards we got the ball rolling, and it never stopped after that.
Obviously, we're going to talk to Connor McAleer in just a second, but Connor was a big reason why, a two-time CIF champ from the previous season, made it to state this year. How fun is it to coach him and just see his progression to being an elite swimmer in our area?
It's really an honor to see him swim out there and do what he does because, like I said, he's the fastest man in that pool. No one's going to catch him no matter what happens, and it's always nice to see him step up. It's always, every time he gets on that block and he puts his head down and he's ready to go, I know he's going to win. And just knowing that, seeing that he made it all the way, say every year we go one level up. First year we started with, CIF showing up. Second year we won CIF. This year we're a state, and next year we're going to be on that podium.
Just gradually taking those baby steps, right?
Exactly. And he's taking us for the ride.
And Coach, for the boys' side, you had a core of strong swimmers, right? You want to do a little name dropping? Who were those guys?
Yeah, so we had Antonio Vieira. He graduated this year. He was our breaststroker for the medley. He won the 500. We had Daniel Escalante that showed up. He came out of nowhere. We're all looking for our fourth guy on that relay. He probably only swam 3 months, and he was fourth at Southern Section. For that medley team. We had a lot of smaller guys like Victor, Jarrell that showed up, with big hearts, and that's the big thing about our team, we all got big hearts. That's what got us through.
So, Coach, obviously Connor doing so well, winning CIF last year and what he did this year. And then you had guys like Ozzie Dolan, who we're going to get to in just a moment. And it sounds like everyone kind of played a part. I know swimming, you think of it as an individual sport, but it seems like everyone kind of had their events and they all played a part in this.
Oh, of course. The thing about the swim team, it's a lot of people. Connor can't win it by himself. He can win his events. He can win his leg of the race, but it takes everyone. We had Ozzie go humongous at CIF for in the 100 fly. He won at league, with the close race. We had Antonio with the breaststroke coming in, and Daniel and all those little guys winning second and third. I think we got 90% of all the championship patches at Mountain League.
Yes, you guys dominated, right?
Dominated, yeah.
Well, Coach, let me get to some of your swimmers real quick. We'll start with Connor McAleer. And Connor, we had a chance to talk a couple weeks ago, and, I know you didn't win a CIF Southern Section title specifically this year, but your times were better, right? You were pleased with how you were swimming.
Going into this season, I'm really looking forward to just focusing on dropping more time. I'm not too concerned about placement anymore. I'm trying to reach the highest level I can with the amount of training I have left to do.
So you got one more season, though. You got your senior year still coming up. So, between now and next spring, what are some of the things that you feel like you can work on to maybe, be the best version of yourself next season? And like you said, maybe win more CIF, drop that time. I know the championships aren't important to you, but of course we'd all like to see you win them. You said you're about, dropping the time, but what do you think it's going to take to drop that time and put you in a spot to maybe be at the top of the podium?
I definitely need to focus more on my leg power and probably my coordination on my stroke counts because a lot of the seconds that I gained on or could have lost were on my leg power and my turns. I glided in onto the walls that I shouldn't have glided in on.
You know, Connor, when you look back at this season, what are some things that you're going to remember about this year's team? Maybe it was something that was outside the pool. Maybe it's just hanging out with these guys or something. What was memorable about this year's team or this year's season?
The overall team was definitely its size, but my relay team, it was its cohesiveness. I've never had that on any other relay team. It's gonna definitely be something to remember, especially with our senior going away, Antonio.
Well, Connor, you set up the perfect segue because I'm going to go to your guy Ozzy Dolan right now. And Ozzy, you were part of that relay team. What are you going to remember about this season, Ozzy?
Well, obviously CIF. CIF was amazing, especially going as an individual for the 100-yard backstroke and going to finals. Last year I went to CIF. I didn't make finals though, but this year it was amazing. And then also for Mountain Valley League finals, my 100-yard butterfly, I just sniped the competition just by a second and a half, and it was just unexpected. I was ranked second at the time, but then just the race happened and I beat him, and it was an amazing moment. So I think those two things are really memorable.
Ozzy, would you say though that the backstroke is your strongest event though overall?
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even know I was a backstroker last year. Everyone thought I was going to be a breaststroker. I did it once. I was horrible, and then I don't know how I got into backstroke, but I started doing it, and it was just my thing.
It sounds like you found a real home in that event, and then you were, obviously paired up with Connor and two other great guys to form a great medley relay team that went to CIF, and I think Coach was saying, fourth place at CIF, right? I mean, how pleased were you with that?
I was extremely happy. For prelims, I think we were ranked fifth, and we knew we could drop time, and we did drop time, and then we got fourth, which was amazing. I didn't even think we would make it that far, but we did it.
Going back to the fact that, like Coach was saying, swim, you think it's individuals, but it really is like a team sport. Did you, obviously, doing well in the backstroke or the butterfly, that's nice, but when you do well in a relay as a team, does it feel a little bit different?
Yeah, it does. Just the pressure is not only on you; it's on your whole team, and it's just amazing when you see everyone doing so great.
So from that relay team, Ozzy, I think 3 of the 4 swimmers are coming back, right, next season?
Yep.
So what are the goals now?
Making it on the podium for the relay, first, second, or third would be great.
Kind of like what Coach was saying, when he was talking about, Connor and getting to CIF, winning CIF, getting to state, now trying to finish, on the podium at state. Ozzy, congrats on a great season. Connor as well. I'm going to go back to Coach Espinoza to wrap things up here. And Coach, as I just mentioned with Ozzy, you got some guys coming back. The cupboard is not bare at Pacific. How excited are you for this team as you look ahead to next season now?
With a lot of guys coming back, we have a lot of talent. We started developing all these swimmers, and now we're going to be able to see them this season thrive. So that is going to be heartwarming for me just to see them get to where they want to be. And that is our goal, is to push them to get there and, see those smiles at the end. And like I tell them, when we swim every day, we work hard, we sweat on that water. They tell them this is why, because for that championship, for those smiles at the end, and it's all worth it at the end.
That moment, right? That moment at the end of the season, if you're the champion, or whether it's a league champion or a CIF champion, just being on top feels great, right? When you put in all those hours of work to have something tangible for it.
Yep. And the job's not done. We still got a lot to do. We got a lot of work. We got water polo coming up for the boys and the girls, and we got swim season coming up. So, we have a lot to accomplish.
Well, Coach, listen, congratulations on a fantastic season, especially on the boys' side for the Pacific Pirates. You've got some great swimmers, and man, it's really exciting to know that most of them are coming back next year. So as good as you were this year, you put the bar up here. It's going to be even higher, I guess, next year.
You have to break it every time.
Well, thank you, Coach Espinoza, Connor McAleer, Ozzie Dolan. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations on your Mountain Valley League title this season.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Congratulations to the Pirates, and they should be strong again next year. So should Arroyo Valley. The boys swim team at AV also won a league championship. When we come back, we will check in with the Hawks here on the Spring League Champion Show on IEMG.